All the ministries that William Ruto was given by Uhuru Kenyatta, he appointed only Kalenjins in them. And he had over 11 ministries that actually he was in control of. So William Ruto enjoyed government. Secondly, William Ruto came to this government with his own political party called URP when URP merged with the TNA. So for that matter, William Ruto not only had a political party to talk to his own master, that is Uhuru Kenyatta, but also he had URP MPs who mostly came from Rift Valley, that whenever he was a threat, they could caucus together and fight for him. Rigathi Gachagua is the opposite of this matter. I think he came into this almost naked. He came with no political party of his own. He came with no MPs. He controlled no single CS in the country. He cannot claim to supervise any of them. And for that matter, it does not work. At some point, he was pretending that he was the one who was in charge of the governor of Nairobi County, that is Johnson Sakaja. I am Professor Fred Ogola. I'm the leader of Concerned Citizens Movement. We've heard so many stories about Rigathi Gachagua, William Ruto tearing at each other. We've had stories where they are not greeting each other. We've had issues where they are trying to break protocol. And I think I have three things to say. First and foremost, that's not the reason why we elected William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. Because it is William Ruto who picked Rigathi Gachagua, it is not our business to be concerned about how they are relating. Our main concern should be, how are they performing? What is the duty of the office of the deputy president? Is he playing it? Which legacy, if at all of any, if at all Rigathi Gachagua was to leave office now, would he say that he has ever achieved? If he was to write a book, when we were going to write a book of Kenyan vice presidents and deputy vice presidents, would the chapter of Rigathi Gachagua worth reading? Could it fit in any library worth quoting? So we don't want to care about that. Now we go to William Ruto. How should a president treat his deputy? We know very well that we have had questions where people are questioning how William Ruto treats all his friends. But why is it that if he's treating his friends very well, is he not treating Rigathi Gachagua as a deputy president? When William Ruto was a vice president, or deputy president for that matter, of Uhuru Kenyatta, he complained so much how he was ignored, how he was mistreated, how his bills were not paid, how he was not in charge. But let me tell you what, William Ruto pretended that he was a victim of circumstances under Uhuru Kenyatta, while indeed he was in charge of government. And I have the following facts, which is the opposite of Rigathi Gachagua. First, William Ruto had this control of the Speaker of the Senate. And when he controlled the Speaker of the Senate, who was Ken Lusaka, that was Ruto's guy. When you go to National Assembly, Justin Muturi was the Speaker of National Assembly. That is William Ruto's guy. When you go to the Treasury, William Ruto had Rotich in charge of Treasury. That was William Ruto's guy. So when a deputy president controls the CS Treasury, controls the Speaker for National Assembly, that's Parliament, and Speaker of the Senate, and he controls other ministries, 7 other ministries. Did you not see lists where people are saying that all the ministries that William Ruto was given by Uhuru Kenyatta, he appointed only Kalenjins in them. And he had over 11 ministries that actually he was in control of. So William Ruto enjoyed government. Secondly, William Ruto came to this government with his own political party called URP when URP merged with the TNA. So for that matter, William Ruto not only had a political party to talk to his own master, that is Uhuru Kenyatta, but also he had URP MPs who mostly came from Rift Valley, that whenever he was a threat, they could caucus together and fight for him. Rigathi Gachagua is the opposite of this matter. I think he came into this almost naked. He came with no political party of his own. He came with no MPs. He controlled no single CS in the country. He cannot claim to supervise any of them. And for that matter, it does not work. At some point, he was pretending that he was the one who was in charge of the governor of Nairobi County, that is Johnson Sakaja. In fact, he told Sakaja, Sisi wa Kikuyu are the ones who put you in that seat. But in the end, remember, even Sakaja is now laughing at him, because Sakaja is now being protected by ODM MCS, which means that he's being protected by Raila Odinga. For that matter, Rigathi Gachagua is quite disadvantaged. But now, I've heard people talking about likelihood of William Ruto leaving Rigathi Gachagua and picking either Musalia Mudavadi or picking Ndindi Nyoro. In Luo Nyanza, where we are at the moment, people are saying maybe William Ruto might pick Gladys Wanga to be the running mate. Let me tell you what, Kenyans. The default ticket for William Ruto to win the presidency is Rigathi Gachagua. And all the shenanigans, the stories you are seeing on the social media, I don't know, villager, chief hustler, those things are just things to distract you. Look here. If you want to know that William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua remain together, yesterday in Meru, William Ruto was driving a bus donated to to the school where he was, and Rigathi Gachagua was a passenger. Today in Meru, he was the one introducing William Ruto to the people. I introduced him very well as my president. So all these things are joke, but that is after doing that shenanigan he was doing in Mombasa, where he was boarding an aircraft carrying his own bag, that he has no aid, yet he has over 14 aid. He went to the airport with 30 fuel guzzlers driving him there. He was picked very nicely at the airport when driving in Mombasa. So all these things we are trying to see, these are just things people are trying to show us are things. And let me tell you what. Why I want to tell you that Ruto and William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua cannot leave each other is what we call in economics prisoner's dilemma. If William Ruto was to leave Rigathi Gachagua and dump him, Kikuyus will never forgive William Ruto. And for that matter, he will lose over 3.7 million votes the Kikuyus gave him. And that will send William Ruto home. Because there are so many people who want to send him home in 2027. And he will go home if he does that. And I think William Ruto knows that. But not only that, if he does that, then if he is looking for running mate in the name of Gladys Wanga, or looking for running mate in the name of Musalia Mudavadi, the way he will have treated Rigathi Gachagua will also have a lot of say on the perception that he might actually also mistreat Musalia Mudavadi or Gladys Wanga if he picks him as a running mate. And for that matter, it is going to destroy his name. Because what if he throws Rigathi Gachagua under the bus in his first term? In the second term, he will now mistreat Gladys Wanga, he might mistreat Musalia Mudavadi or Ndindi Nyoro. He cannot be trusted. Once bitten, twice shy. If you are a girl dating a boy, the way that boy mistreats or treats his ex will show you how you'll be treated one day. And for that matter, that actually is not something we are going to focus on. So for me, Kenyans, let's ask the same questions. Is Kenya Kwanza delivering where Rigathi Gachagua working together with William Ruto delivering the dream? And I can add by saying, if at all William Ruto is serious that he wants to fight his deputy, William Ruto controls parliament. Let him impeach him, because that will be an easier way to save it. Tell me now that Rigathi Gachagua has no political party, has no MPs of his own from Mount Kenya. If William Ruto was to put a motion or no confidence through any of his lieutenants in parliament, do you think Rigathi Gachagua will survive? He won't. He will go home. And therefore, mark my words, these are just ploy to confuse us. In fact, I have a feeling that opposition is confused by design so that there is nobody who knows where we are going. And I also tell you, the government is also confused just like opposition, because if opposition was actually serious, the confusion in Kenya Kwanza could have made them take over and demonstrate that they can rule this country. But because they are not taking it, they are also equally confused. As Rigathi Gachagua, Ndindi Nyoro, William Ruto, Ichungwa fight continues in the government for opposition, the issue of AU, where Raila should go to AU or run for president 2027, or whether it will be Kalonzo Musyoka or Martha Karua, that same confusion is keeping opposition. And for that matter, if they don't sort it out anytime soon, concerned citizens of Kenya already showing direction. And we are going to demonstrate that we can be able to provide direction. Thank you.